All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sunday Snakepit. This is a new content outlet the Carolina Cobras are doing here. So we wanted to get out in front. We were going to start at 1:30, but we decided to just jump on a little early here. Hope you all are doing well. So we're going to sit here and chat about the Carolina Cobras for the next 30, 45 minutes or so. We've got a interview with Jonathan Bain coming up. We recorded that before the game yesterday. Give you a little bit more information about your quarterback from Texas, all those fun things. We're going to look back at the game last night and talk about the games coming up, what's in the future for the Cobras, just all around about the season. So if you don't know, I'm Jose Bahina, sideline content producer for the Carolina Cobras. This is my sister, Gina Bahina.
Hi.
She also helps us do a lot of work there, and it's really fun. It is one of the best things we get to do, I think, so far. We've been doing this for the Cobras for since day one, actually. So it's fun. And also later on, we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway too. So like I said, we'll get that going. We got some stuff to give away. That's going to be fun moving forward. So and if you're here joining us today, please subscribe to the Carolina Cobras. That way we know this is something you guys want to see, the kind of content we're putting out here. Make sure
you hit that notification bell.
That's the thing too. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you know when we go live. We're going to try to do this between noon and 1 o'clock every day, but got a little bit of a late start today, of course, working out the kinks. Something new. Always like that. So let's go ahead and, like I said, even if you subscribe, you can always go back and rewatch the last episode before you catch the next one.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
All right, so we need to go ahead and talk about the last game here yesterday against the Jacksonville Sharks. This was a tough one to swallow.
It was.
Of course, the Cobras fell to the Sharks. This is the first loss of the season, 57-59. That's tough to lose by 2 points at home.
Yeah, it was definitely a nail biter right there in the very end. We were hanging out on the bench because we were getting ready to do post game interviews and stuff, and I know I'm just sitting there like looking at the jumbotron like, okay, what's happening next? And it's hard because you're always surrounded by the players there too, and there's so much emotion because they have put so much into these games that you truly feel for them, but at the same time you want to support them. You just I just want to hug you and make it better. But
in those moments, there's nothing you can say to make that better, which makes you feel that much worse about it.
Nothing that's gonna make it better.
Because I know a lot of times, everybody sees the players, immediately after the game and everything, but that's kind of that time between from the final horn to them getting back out there and doing the autograph session. That's the time when I think the emotions are the highest for everybody, or the lowest, I guess, whichever way you look at it. But time, that's the worst time to be there. And like you said, you want to support them, you want to kind of be there, but
there's nothing you can say.
There's nothing you can say after a 2-point loss at home. And like I said, especially when it came down to, there was at the very end, it was do you kick the field goal? Do you
you try to run the ball?
Try to run it? Do you try? What do you do? And I think
those are tough decisions to have to make, though.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think that was just it's splitting hairs, and I think it's kind of what do you do? And I think, unfortunately, Carolina just kind of picked wrong in the moment, so to say.
It happens. I mean, they were 5-0, but like you said, in that point, for me, I'm always going to be like, no matter what, I'm like, yeah, the Cobras like.
Oh, that's what we said.
Undoubtedly.
Think about it. 5-1. That's still a really, really good record. Okay, we're looking forward into that. No other Carolina Cobras team has started 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've been there since day one. So watching them go through this, the thing of it is there's a ton of fantastic talent on this team, and when they go out there and they work their magic together, that's exactly what it is. It's just magic.
It is. Like you said, top to bottom, Jonathan Bain, incredible quarterback. We got Zach Brown running in the backfield. Some of the receivers that are starting to stand out, Lance Evans, DJ Myers. Like I said, I know he's been injured and working on that a little bit, but said he's been a big standout immediately. Kendrick Ings, obviously.
Yeah.
It's top to bottom. It's a very stacked roster, and like I said, I think the team just has to, like I said, in those moments, I think they've been so high on 5-0 that it's kind of a little reality check type thing. You got to come back down
right out of my
always.
mouth, but yeah.
All right, so let's see. I want to pull up some of the stats here for you. So Jonathan Bain, looks like he was 7 touchdowns, 42 attempts, 240 or 65 yards. So, like I said, again, those are numbers that you look at and you're not terribly upset about. Like I said, if it's a win, you'd like to see better completion rate, but it's again. We're talking about 2 points. I mean, again, as close of to a win as you could possibly get. So,
that's kind of what I was saying. Is like you definitely, it wasn't a landslide.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, and I'm not necessarily saying Cobras fans, but I'm saying you've heard a lot around the board. People start thinking about the beginning of the season that the Cobras were going to come in and they were just going to get whipped by the Sharks and everything, and.
People didn't know what to expect, really, and I think it helps. Like I said,
got the element of surprise on them.
Yeah, going 5-1, and like I said, it's nice. Anyways, like I said, so we'll move on to the next part here. Again, so we're gonna look around the league, the rest of the league right now. We got the stats rolling and the ticker down below, but I think it's a little hard to read, so we're gonna go over those with you guys here. Carolina Cobras. Despite the loss, 5-1, you're still in first place.
Absolutely.
Albany, and again, they're 4-1, so it's not a huge difference there. It's not a make or break thing. It's not time to hit the panic button.
And speaking of which, though, they're coming up against Albany this coming up week.
Right. So that there's room to give there.
Exactly.
Again, want to say thanks to everybody tuning in with us here. Appreciate you joining us in the Sunday Snake Pit. And we've got the Columbus Lions in third place. Like they're 2-2 right now. Sitting at 500, and then you think the rest of again, to put it into perspective, don't panic. With one loss, half the league is under 500 at the moment, so it's going to be okay. Unfortunately, we did lose to the fourth place team at 4-2 or 2-4, the Jacksonville Sharks right now. Orlando Predators, they're sitting at 2-3, and the Gunslingers with nothing, they're winless in 4 games right now.
And I think just what's important to keep in mind at this point is that, we are the first ranked league in the team in the league. Get my words right there. But you really can't let off the gas at this point.
Yeah. Absolutely. Again, it's a momentary reset. Like I said, just think about it. Okay, cool. Everything's fine. You got and it's almost sort of a monkey off the back type situation where you're kind of wondering when's the loss going to come, when's the other shoe going to fall, and there it is. It's out of the way. Just get it out of the system and let it roll off your back and keep going.
Yeah.
Some of the games last night, other than the Carolina-Jacksonville game, we had Albany. They won a close one over the Columbus Lions, 39-31. And who else played last night? The Gunslingers, they lost that game to the Predators to 52-63. So again, that's where we're looking around the league right now. Do want to ask, so what other team do you like other than the Cobras as far as in this positioning? Who do you think is the scariest team right now? It's not, honestly, I don't think there's a lot that poses a threat to Carolina throughout the league.
Yeah.
If I'm quite honest.
That's kind of how I feel about it, though, because, it's one, going back to what you said, we've been here since day one, so we've seen a lot of the players come and go through. Some we've had on our team, that are now on different teams, and I'm like, yes, that's tons of talent, but the way that our group is working now, I'm kind of like, I like where we're at. There's no particular team that I'm like,
Yeah, there's no really team you say, that's the Carolina is the team to beat. I think still right now, even like I said, after taking the loss to Jacksonville.
Yeah. Again,
2 points, run it backs, and you probably get a different result.
Think about 2 years ago, I would have said Jacksonville.
All right. So again, looking at leaders around the league. Gosh, that's tough to say. Honestly, like I said, looking through the passing categories here, Jonathan Bain, total yards passed is the leader. Gosh,
leader.
Terrible.
Or also leader in the league.
Yeah. Also in passing yards per game, averaging 233. That's it's impressive, especially when you consider like the next highest is the Predators with 204. So that's good, and 29 touchdown passes to lead the league too. So I said that right that time.
Yeah, exactly. And so like you said, right now they're the team to beat. It looks like. Oh, and then going in, we've got the rushing yards. Coming out on top here, Zach Brown, he's leading the league right now with 76 yards. And same thing with the rushing yards per game average, he's got 12.
Yeah, so these are the things you got to think about. Again, Carolina is really solid, and it's kind of just, a little gap in the armor. Like the meme of the guy that gets shot through the body armor.
Yeah, just
that's
that
it.
one
That's
yes,
it. Achilles
exactly.
tendon type thing. It's not bad, though. Let's see. All right. I think we're going to jump right into our interview we did here. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, we had a sit-down interview with Jonathan Bain. Got to talk to him a little bit. And I think you guys will really enjoy this. We're going to be looking forward to doing this throughout the season with a couple more players and get to know them a little bit better. So we'll look at that and give you guys something to think about here for a little while.
Welcome, Carolina Cobra fans. It's time for our Sunday sit-down here with Jonathan Bain. Jonathan, glad you're here. You're actually our first one, so this is going to be kind of interesting. So I want you to tell us, who is Jonathan Bain?
Jonathan Bain. I'm from Temple, Texas, diehard Texan. So I play quarterback, somebody that's just going to bring it each and every week. One of the biggest competitors you'll ever meet. A very attention to detail type of guy, kind of perfectionist. So just somebody's going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of passion. I love this game. This is my NFL. So I'm going to bring it each and every week and do everything I can to give our team the best opportunity to win.
So going back to Texas, you got a big family down there?
Big family, real big. Yes, sir.
Got some brothers and sisters, or?
Yes, sir. 2 older brothers and a younger sister.
They come to watch you in any games?
They'll get a chance to make it out. It's kind of hard with their busy schedules. They're all very successful in their own businesses. Oldest brother owning and running a training facility. Justin, my second brother Jacob, he runs his own drywall business, and then my sister's the head softball coach down there at Abilene High School. So shout out to them. They're all doing great. They're the ones that keep me going. You know what I'm saying? They're very motivational in the way, we all come up from the same household, and to see how successful and how they handle and conduct themselves is very inspirational to me, and helps fuel my fire to keep me going in whatever it is I choose to do. So.
I understand. So, all right, going back, so we're going to talk a little bit about your days in college. So you played at Dakota Wesleyan?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you were quarterback there. You you started your sophomore season? Is that correct?
I was a 4-year starter.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
4-year starter.
Walked in, came in 2000 and I believe the fall of 10. And a 4-year starter out there. Had a really good career. We gradually got a little bit better every season I played. It was a successful career. Threw for right at 10,000 yards, had right at 100 touchdowns total. So had a successful, fun career up there.
There's one game that I saw your sophomore season. You threw a 99-yard touchdown pass.
Yes, sir.
So how did that happen?
That was cool, yeah. So we were backed up, obviously, and it was actually 99 and a half. I'm not joking.
99. Gotta get the half in there.
Because the tip of the ball, I'll never forget, was on the goal line. We were playing a good team in Doane. They were one of the top teams in the league at the time, and we stacked the box. We had 10 in the box. Had one receiver out wide. Ran a big power team. Like we stayed under center, ran the power a lot. So all we did was run a little play action. Had my boy Anthony Meilenberg take off on a post route, one-on-one, and was able to hit him. He actually did all the work. I threw it about 40, 50 yards. He did the rest. So,
gosh,
yeah, that was a cool experience, though, to be able to flip the field like that.
That still sounds pretty. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Like a little bit of a highlight there for you.
Absolutely.
The other thing I noticed too, and I was trying to look up a little bit about this area and everything where you went to college at, and the only thing that kept popping up was something about the Corn Palace. Tell me about this, because it blows my mind. I don't even know what it is, but it just.
And if it's hard, I ain't even gonna be able to explain it to y'all. But just Google it. It's the world's only Corn Palace. That was their sales pitch. That was everything. It's actually where our home basketball games were held, and it's actually really unique because every year they change the whole design of the outside of the Corn Palace.
Really?
It's made of corn shucks. That's why it's called the Corn Palace. So all the designs you see, if you Google it, I mean, it is crazy, the designs that they come up with. But just made from different colored corn shucks. And actually, a lot of guys on our college football team in the summertime would get jobs redoing the Corn Palace each year.
Did you ever do it?
Never did get a chance to do it. I always had some other stuff going on, but I know a lot of our guys did. So that was pretty cool to go over there and you see them working, and then by the end of it, it's this masterpiece. So
is it big enough to put a arena team in there?
It's
Maybe
good
small
size,
for that?
But I don't, yeah, it's strictly basketball.
Okay.
It don't stretch out as much as this. All the seats kind of get down to the floor. But no, it's definitely an awesome venue and something to see for sure.
All right, it kept coming up every time I googled the area. That was the one thing that came up, and I was like, I don't really know what that
that's
is,
probably
but
the only thing. Yeah, that's their go-to. That's the pitch. And I learned while I was out there, just west in South Dakota was Mount Rushmore.
yeah,
That's pretty cool too. So I was able to get to go see all that stuff in the Black Hills. So South Dakota it was pretty cool little experience.
All right, so going fast forward, so you first came up my radar in the NAL when you were in Maine.
Yes, sir.
That was 2018. That team got off to a slow start. You guys kind of started working right there at the end, and I think you guys were a legitimate threat there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So started out rough, like you said, but going into it, it was me and one or two other guys, Devin Wilson being one, and maybe one other that had ever played arena football before. So it was a whole team full of rookies. So it was, just getting everybody to learn the game because I don't care what you do outdoors or how good you are outdoors. It's a learning curve coming in here, and we knew that going into it, and we accepted the challenge and shout out to Coach Fuller for staying tough with us and trusting in us vets that were there, even though we were 1-5 at one point, to finally get the things rolling. And we brought in a couple more key pieces mid-season that helped us out. But yeah, we were on a roll at the end, and I know it was 4 straight weeks we knocked the number one seed off 4 weeks in a row,
Yep.
the last 4 games of the season. So that was pretty cool. And we needed some help from other teams winning and losing to squeeze into the playoffs, but it was on us starting the way we did. That's why Coach always preaches win early so you're not chasing late. But we handled our business the last 6 games. I believe we went 6-1 the last 7
Yep.
games, and had a lot of momentum. If we were to have got a playoff push, it would have been fun and interesting to see how that worked out. I don't think it would have been a 66-6 championship
No,
game.
but probably not.
But it was it would have made things interesting. We can always live and say what if, but
Well, the good news for you is then after that you followed up with the season in Jacksonville where you guys were able to get a championship.
Right, absolutely.
Again, a lot of those same guys with you kept that kind of core together.
Yeah, that was interesting too. Going down Maine, I was planning on playing there again. Loved it up there, the atmosphere, the community. With them shutting down, turning into a free agent again, I would always played for Coach Fuller, and he didn't have a head job at the time. And I got a call from Jacksonville down there, and they were bringing in Devin Wilson and guys like Derek Ziegler and Zach Brown and Deron Neal, Jarmon Fortson, just kind of putting a powerhouse together, especially, the weapons I'd have to throw with. So it's kind of a no-brainer to go down there, especially my relationship with Wilson. We've been together 4 or 5 years, playing and, real familiar with him, one of my best friends outside of the game. So that was kind of an easy call to go down there. But, yeah, we put it all together there, had a great team, but also just a great unit. Everybody was best friends. We hung out every day after practice, weekends, whatever it was. We just had a real cool group. And that was definitely one of the highlights of my career was playing in Jacksonville and winning that championship.
All right. Well, yeah, that was great. And it was funny. I remember back when we were covering the team in Maine, we always joked around that was the Devin Wilson, Jonathan Bain Maine train. So the good that carried over for you. Of course, the following season was the COVID season, so no games really played there.
Right.
After that, you went to the IFL and played with Frisco Fighters.
Yes, sir.
So how was that compared to us? I don't know if you played indoor football versus arena before.
No, it was definitely a lot different, and especially at the quarterback position and things I'm looking at as far as DBs, jack linebacker, Mac linebacker, that type of thing. Just the rules in general are a lot different. So it was a big adjustment. A lot more people flying around. You got 2 guys in motion, 4 true DBs. The Mac can go as he pleases. But it was a cool opportunity to get a chance to play for one of the best coaches to ever do it with Clint Dawzell and, be able to learn under him and just help me grow as a quarterback, as a man, as a leader, all those things that it takes to, take that next step at your position. So, it was awesome to be back home in Frisco. I was able to have family, friends, hundreds of people coming to the game that, I knew since I was this, a baby. And, that was just a good feeling because I've been all over the place in this country and playing ball here and there and just –
Playing in front of your friends and family, never quite the same. Yeah.
It's different, and I really hadn't experienced, even going to college, South Dakota, right? So we're thinking 2010, from 2010 to 2020, I haven't had, family, friends, all that type of stuff.
Wow.
Just be able to hop in the car and drive 20 hours, it's just not very convenient. But, it was a really cool experience. So another highlight of my career to be able to experience that with my family and friends.
Now, of course, that leads you here to Greensboro. So, you guys are 5-0 right now.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that right now going into this with this team?
Obviously, we feel really good. We feel really, really good. We are happy, but we're definitely not satisfied. And that's what's cool about our group. And I think what has to do with a lot of our success early is the vets in the room. All the guys that have been around. The great dudes. They can. We know they can play football, but they're just great dudes. And a lot of them, I've won a championship with, or have won championships on other teams. And so they know what it takes to win. So when I say we're happy, not satisfied, we really mean that. We see, in last week's game, against San Antonio, it may look like, it was an easy win for us, but we see so much on the film that we have to correct in order to be a championship team. Because each week, including San Antonio, each week we're going to get everybody's best shot, and these teams are only going to get better. You know what I mean? Just like we should, everybody's going to keep getting better, and that's what I try to, reiterate to everybody in the locker room is like we have to make sure we're getting better. We can't get comfortable because winning does cover up a lot of BS. Whenever you're, when you're losing and you're not doing things the right way, well, it sticks out. Well, when you're winning and do it, you kind of might brush.
Yeah, you can glaze over that a little
bit. You can look
yeah.
over it, but like I said, from the coaching staff to the players, the leaders of this team, that's not going to be the case, and it's not even going to be an option. So we're constantly on each other. We're practices. You got to come check them out. It's awesome. We're pushing each other each and every day. We're talking mess, but it's all love. But we're demanding the best out of each other. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to take to win the championship.
It's good to have a team like that.
Absolutely.
All right, a couple questions about your teammates. Which one's the funniest?
Oh man, that's $1 million question. Funniest. These guys. I was just talking to somebody outside of football the other day here in town, asking about our team, and they had met a few players, and I was just saying, like, the different personalities we have. It's almost I would be wrong to choose one. Like, you got a million guy. Christoph Page is hilarious. You got ZB, Zach Brown. He's fun.
He's a fun guy.
Everybody, even our quiet guys. You get Derek Ziegler. He's a funny guy. When he don't say much. He's a quiet kind of, just flies under the radar and just does his job, which is the absolute best at his job, the center position. But just a lot of guys. There's so many different mixes of personalities and things here. It makes it fun.
All right. So flip side, who's the most serious?
Most serious, definitely DJ Myers.
Yeah?
Yeah, DJ Myers.
He comes across kind of a
nicest dude in the world. No,
kind of a funny guy to me,
No, and he is funny. That's what I'm saying.
He takes it real serious, though.
He takes his job very serious, absolutely. And it shows on the field. That guy's a baller. He's always he's in the right place at the right time, and that shows what he does off the field. Getting in the playbook, asking questions, studying, meeting with me, meeting with coach. Like, that's DJ Myers, and he's somebody everybody wants on their team.
Gotcha.
DJ, he's serious, but he is funny. No, DJ's awesome. You get him off the field.
I'm sure everybody's a little bit of a joker, so yeah.
Man, yeah, no, DJ's awesome.
Okay.
So we'll be excited to have him back out here.
All right, that's good to hear. Maybe we'll have to get DJ on here, see how serious he is.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to ask you, though, since you've been in Greensboro, what's the one hidden gem you found around town?
Herbie's,
that's a good one.
Place. Speaking of my brother, y'all, here he is right here. Much love, baby.
Like Devin Wilson.
My guy. We just spoke.
Special guest appearance.
He's the ops today, though, but I love that man. Hey, here we go. But Herbie's place. It's down the street from where we live. Right down the street.
That's a classic. Oh
man, and I kid you not, like, it's gonna sound funny. I'm for sure there once a day, if not twice. So I'm telling you, breakfast. I'm for sure grabbing breakfast, and if.
Got some stories about Herbie.
Yeah, and then I might maybe late night, maybe evening.
It is a late night place.
One thing
man.
I did notice about Greensboro, everything closes at 10.
Yeah,
everything's
a little slower.
And that's why I found I drove by, and it actually Applebee's. Me and a teammate of mine.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
And it was closed at 10 o'clock, and we were just thrown off. Applebee's midnight, right? That's where I'm from. But Herbie's place next door, it was packed, right? It's 10:30, 11 o'clock. So let's try this place, and I love diners back home in Texas. That's a thing, in every town there's diners, and you get your breakfast whenever you want and that kind of thing. But no, that's a game changer. So I had a buddy come in from Texas last week, and first stop we made was Herbie's.
Gotta be. Yeah.
Y'all come to Greensboro, y'all check out Herbie's because
Herbie's that's like I said, many nights of shooting pools and after clubs we've been in there, and it's boy, it's a little paradise at that time.
Oh man, cheap.
That too.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
All right, well, you heard that, folks. So, all right, I'm gonna hit you with little rapid fire questions. All right.
Boom, let's get it.
All right, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
All right, what's worse, dishes or laundry?
Ooh, laundry.
All right, burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
You would rather drive or be the passenger?
Drive all day. I hate being a passenger.
Scary or funny movies?
Funny.
All right, toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
Over?
Yeah, falling down.
Okay,
So
okay.
when you pull it,
Over.
yeah.
All right. Hot take there. All right. Better barbecue, Texas or North Carolina?
Texas.
Oh!
God's country.
All right.
Hey, I am. Just know anybody watching, no disrespect to y'all here in the Carolinas, but I am in search of an awesome barbecue joint around here. It is actually, fun fact, my favorite food ever is barbecue.
You brisket guy, yeah?
Brisket, absolutely.
I think I know a place we can hook you up with.
But yeah, if y'all do, anybody write them, get me in touch because I love me some barbecue and I'm missing that right now.
All right, we're gonna put Cobra Nation on that. That's gonna be that's their homework to do is get the brisket barbecue for Jonathan Bain.
I love me some barbecue.
All right, well that's gonna wrap it up for today. Like I said, I appreciate you coming in, Jonathan, and doing this with us. Like I said, we have gonna get a couple more players in. Like I said, and hopefully they're quite as entertaining as you are.
Absolutely, I appreciate y'all having me.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
All right, we're back after that. There, that was fun. Jonathan Bain, always a great chat.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, but yeah, I love his answer about Herbie's though. That is a place that is near and dear to my heart and
Absolutely.
arteries both. That's a good one. Yeah, funny enough.
Many a night there, yes.
Yeah, it used to be great. And anyways, like I said, so going back, yeah, Michael, glad to have you here in the chat with us, and yeah, the Sharks can be dangerous with their new quarterback. That is true. I'm not 100% worried about them yet. It's not at that point because yeah, we do play them 2 more times. Yeah, as you know, both of those are away games. That's going to be what I think July the 9th and July 23rd in the season, but. Even though, again, they look a lot sharper and better than they were when we played them in the first game, and like you said, yeah, that was a narrow win too, a little wider gap at 5 points instead of 2. So again, 7 points being the differential between the two teams, it's going to be close. But again, just as much as Jacksonville changes, I can guarantee you the Cobras are going to change to that point too and grow and. Hopefully be better, and again, that's going to be to close out the season. So maybe it'll be a standings battle at that point. Maybe it won't even matter, but we'll see when it gets to it. The big thing to me though, I need to know, who do you guys want to see to be the next interview on the sit down Sunday with the Cobras? Because I'm thinking DJ Myers should be the next one since, like I said, Jonathan Bain brought him up. And I pointed out DJ too last night. I asked him, I was like, Jonathan tells me you're serious. He goes, I'm serious? I was like, that was my reaction. and he goes, I was like, on the field stuff. He goes, absolutely, yeah. So like I want to get down and see what DJ Myers is about. But we're open to suggestions on that. And matter of fact, if you want to, you can either obviously comment down below. Again, we'll see. We'll go back and reread these even after the live show ends. So let us know what you're thinking. You can always email us if you're kind of old school. It's jb2mediapro@gmail.com. We'll probably put that in the show notes somewhere down below in the description for you guys. And always make sure you go follow the Carolina Cobras. Like I said, not only here on YouTube, make sure you...
Socials.
Yeah, all the socials, but like and subscribe here on YouTube, like I said, so you can tell when we're going live. Like I said, hopefully it's a little more organized the first go round or the next go round than it was today. But again, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I think, and we have a TikTok now too. I'm not on it because that would drive away people, but
Yeah. No, that wouldn't.
I'm too old for TikTok, and I hate that fact. But I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, so TikTok, I think there's a Snapchat maybe.
Yeah, I think pretty much any social media you want to find the Cobras on, they're
Cobras
there.
are there. And then always you can check out the Cobra Nation fan page.
Yep. That's on Facebook
that's on
too.
Facebook. If you ever have questions about anything, or if you just have questions you want us to ask the players, reach out there, send us a message, and we'll get those questions asked.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
answer them
Because
for you on
I love, like I said, getting to interact with players. That's one of the best parts I think about the Carolina
Absolutely.
Cobras. is just being able to interact with everybody and get to do stuff like this with them. The real question, though, even though the Cobras are 5-1 right now, how far can the Cobras really get in the season? You know, we're kind of thinking about looking forward down the schedule here. Let's take a look just to see. We got, again, next week against Albany, Columbus. After that,
Albany again.
That's at home. After that, San Antonio. They're playing Columbus at home. Jacksonville, Columbus, Jacksonville to end the season. Honestly, that's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Again, the lack of bye weeks that's gonna, like I said, be a factor. I think maybe we'll see how it goes. But again, Albany, I'm not. Even though they're in second place right now, they may put up a fight, but I don't know necessarily that those are gonna. I don't want to pencil those in as losses for sure. I think Carolina can pull those out. Again, we've got Columbus three times on the season left, and then we've got them away, home, and home.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the layout for that. Albany 2 more times, like I said, that's this Saturday, June 18th, and then Jacksonville, as we noted, 2 more times, and that's going to be both away games. And San Antonio will only play 1 more time, so
yeah, 1 more time.
I am not remotely worried about that. I'm sorry for any Gunslinger fans or whatever, but I'm not remotely worried about them, to be honest.
You know, and for me, it's one of those things that I'm never going to call the game until the game is done.
Yeah, sure.
Especially when in instances like we had last night.
Yeah, and like I said, until the final horn, you can't.
I'm not one of those. We'll predict it and see. I'm not that person.
I don't like to, because all my predictions are usually terrible.
Yeah.
But we did get the season sweep of the Predators, so that's fun. I mean, we only played them twice, but 60-84 overall, 2-0 against them. So that's good. Like I said, and again, we talked about the NAL Cobras of each season have lost 5 games. That's it. That's including the championship game. I mean, the championship team, and each year since then. But again, you can lose. If this team goes 4-4 for the next bit, the rest of the season, 4-4. I think that's totally doable, and that's reasonable. I don't see. Again, looking at that, I don't see more than 4 losses on there, to be honest. Like I said, unless things just go real sideways, I think this could be another team that, again, holds that distinction of being a 5-loss team at the worst. And like I said, flip side of that, I think they could be better than, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I have complete faith.
And honestly, again, that's the thing. If they do win more than 5 games down the stretch, they would be like the highest winning percentage Cobras team ever. But again, the question is, does that matter if you don't win the championship? Or do regular season losses even matter at all if you're make it to the playoffs and make that run and win the championship? Which would you rather have?
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, I think everybody obviously wants to make it to the championship. And everybody obviously wants to win the championship. But if you get there, that's kind of the more, I mean, at least getting there, you want to go down fighting.
Yeah, well, you don't want to put the cart before the horse or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think it doesn't matter. The regular season, no one's going to remember what the regular season was, how great it was if you don't win the championship, honestly.
I don't care about that. Yeah, let's get to the championship. Everybody wants to be on the ship.
Yeah, but I think when, again, we've seen Columbus make it several times and not win it, and again, that's sort of the butt-in joke a little bit. But I want to make it to the championship. I don't want to win the championship. Again, we've had that situation with Carolina where they made it to the championship but didn't win it, and again, being a 9-5 team, I would not have necessarily remembered that if I didn't look it up for this bit.
Yeah.
So I would remember that they made it to the championship, and I remember that they lost. But again, I think I'd rather just win the championship. I don't care what the regular season comes out to be.
And I think that's in any sport. You always just want that's what you want. You want to win the championship.
Yeah, but I think sometimes people get caught up. Like I said, if we hit a rough patch here and lose the next 4 games, by some weird, circumstance, I think that people are going to be panicking, and I think again I don't think I personally would, just because I would still say, well, we're still going to be, I don't know for a fact like mathematically locked into the playoffs, but I think we'd still be in a good place.
Yeah, you make me nervous when you do things like that.
All the hypotheticals.
It makes me nervous because I'm one of those. I'm like, no, don't put that on us. Don't put that on us.
Not even putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand.
Put it out into the universe. So you were talking about earlier about the lack of bye weeks and stuff for them.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I think.
How do you feel about that? Do you? I mean, because I've heard from both sides that people either say like, oh, you have a bye week. It gives them that time to rest and recoup, and then you have people that say that bye week is like, oh,
it's a distraction type thing.
Yeah, drop off.
Yeah, that's kind of the age old, thing. Is it rust or is it rest? I think it's hard. It's really hard to play. Not only arena football, but just football in general. I think it's hard to do that without a week off. The body has to heal, and especially we saw, like the short week, playing a Sunday game and turning back around and playing that Friday game. That's brutal. Not only just on, not even from just the player standpoint, their safety and health and everything. That's tough, but it's tough on, the logistics of that.
Oh, yeah.
And that short week is killer. And then especially to say, well, we don't have any chance to catch our breath type thing, with a week off, I think it's tough. I've talked to Coach Rez about that before, just to see, what his, how he was thinking. Basically, he said, what, our bye week comes in after the week before the season when we're headed into playoffs. That's their bye week, and that's the way they're looking at it. So, I kind of agree with them on it. Like I said, it's going to be tough, and they have the toughest schedule, I'd say, undoubtedly. Like I said, I'd have to pull up everyone's independent schedules, but I think Carolina probably has the toughest schedule down the stretch. Again, one game against the Gunslingers, and then that kind of run at hitting Columbus, Jacksonville, right there to end the season. And again, depending on the way the standings look at that point, it could be a toss-up. It could really determine the position of the playoffs at that point.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, though, them not having a bye week really hasn't affected them. But like you said, going into it with those last two big ones, that could definitely be something to look out for.
Yeah, and it may be one of those things you get down to it. And again, I hate playing on the fence side of it, but you may get down to it and say, well, I'm glad we didn't have a bye week, because the bye week may have fallen in that part of the schedule. And then you say other times you might get down to it and just say, I really wish we had a bye week right now. Again, I hate being a Gemini. That's what that is. Is that? Because, yeah, that's what everybody always tells me.
Yeah.
Too level-headed because I'm a Gemini. Again, I think the Cobras are in a good place this season. What else do we need to go over here? Like I said, I want to do a little, give an option of a giveaway here for everybody. What else we need to go over here? The next game coming up, like I said, in depth a little bit here against Albany. What are you thinking with that one?
Well, I definitely think that they are going to have some interesting. I think Albany's going to definitely want to get a redemption for that week one, especially having lost at home. So they're definitely probably going to be pushing.
We've ruined their celebration, their championship banner drop and all that. So yeah, that may be on the front of the mind. Again, also Sam Castronova. This will be his first time playing in the Snakepit as a away team, so that's going to be kind of an interesting twist. Michael, I do agree with you. Yeah, so it came out a little bit flat, and again, you can't. I think it was under 2 minutes that there was a touchdown for the Sharks. So you got to look at that, and it kind of stung to get one, go down that early, that quick, so soon. So it's like, okay, I didn't have the best feeling about it, but it's like we can bounce back from that. And TC Stevens, when he put us up with the deuce kick, that felt good, but again, that was a 2-point lead, which ended up by the end of it, wash it all out. It's a 2-point loss. So can't really. Again, I can't be too mad at it. You know, like I said, shake it off and go.
It was a lot of back and forth. It wasn't one-sided.
Yeah, that's the good part. There was no having to try to catch up and everything. But again, like I said, yeah, Albany that first game, like I said, beat them 59-51, and like I said, that was again at the beginning of the season when no one had any idea what to expect from anybody. So we'll see. Okay, so what we're gonna do here for a giveaway. So I've got. I got 4 tickets to give away to the Carolina Cobras game. This will be their next home game. So that's going to be a let's see, just double check here. That's going to be Saturday, June 18th against the Empire. So that's going to be 7 o'clock. If you want these tickets, like I said, I'm gonna open up the email here. So again, it'll be jb2mediapro@gmail.com. Literally, first email I get that of someone that wants it, let me know, and we'll get you set up with these tickets here.
And just for the record, that's JB2 as in the number 2.
Yeah.
Media Pro.
Yeah, not the letter 2.
Yeah. The letter 2. Sweet. At Gmail, yeah. So
I'm gonna try to drop that in the description afterwards so everybody can have a shot at that. But again, if you want, these are 4 tickets, and please don't take them if you're not going to use them, because we'd love to fill up the Snake Pit and have people that want to come in, be there, and enjoy what this team's putting together. So, again, yeah, jb2mediapro@gmail.com. So, I think...
better yet, like if you're like a season ticket holder or whatever, give them to your friends.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's the thing. That's the problem. We kind of ran into it a little bit talking about what are we going to give away. It's like we want to give away tickets so we can have people there and to experience and enjoy the Carolina Cobras. And it's like, man, I don't want it to be a season ticket holder that wins that isn't going to use the tickets. But yeah, again, you're right. You could bring somebody with you. I'm sure Tia would be happy to work out something to try to
share the love of the Cobras.
Yeah, make sure everything works out if that's the case. But again, like I said, we'll be doing this for the rest of the season, actually. So again, let us know who you want to see to do the sit-down interviews with. Again, like I said, I'm thinking DJ Meyer, maybe Zach Brown. I might try to talk Coach into doing it one day with me. He doesn't like doing the interviews, I don't think, with me. Or he likes doing them, but I think I always catch him. I catch him at the wrong time every time. I'm like, hey, Coach, you got a minute? And he's like, not really, but I'll make time. And it was the same way, like, doing that pregame yesterday. I was like, hey, Coach, you got, he was like, not really, but I made time. And then, postgame, I was like, trying to talk to him, like, hey, Coach, you got a minute? And he's like, every time. So maybe I can catch him on like I said, and get him pinned down for 10 or 15 minutes. So it'll be a struggle, but we'll make it work out. So.
And just fun fact, I don't know if you noticed that next week against Albany, or not next week, next game against Albany, is actually going to be Cobra Kai night.
It is. So.
So all of you.
I love the theme nights. I think the theme nights are a lot better than they have been in the past. And Michael, I see you say Jeremiah Stoffel or Adam Smith. I'd love to have Adam Smith. He's one of my personal favorite Cobras, I think, just because he's such a fun guy to talk to. I definitely have to get one of those two on there. Those are good suggestions for sure. I think that's going to wrap it up for us here today. Like I said, we'll be back next week and do the same thing over again.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to be discussing a Cobras win, but we'll see how that goes. And again, that's going to be Saturday. That's going to be on the National Arena League YouTube. It's actually in the little ticker we got scrolling down there, wherever you can see it.
Down the bottom.
Yeah. So like I said, that's going to be the National Arena League YouTube channel. You got to go there to watch the games. Again, like and subscribe to this here, so we're able to know that this is what you guys want, and like I said, we can kind of curate this content. Again, I love the suggestions of what players to talk to. We'll see what happens here. So. Again, for the Carolina Cobras and JB2 Media, I'm Jose Bahina. Thank you for tuning in. Gina, any last words? I was going to give you last words.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. I just can't wait to see you guys out on the field.
All right. We look forward to it. Thank you all so much.